In a land where poetry was once sacred and restrained, Paul Durcan arrived with a voice that was wild, intimate, and impossible to ignore. Born in Dublin in 1944, he became a poet of contradiction, tender and fierce, reverent and rebellious. He wrote of family, madness, faith, politics, and love, often all in the same breath. For over 5 decades, he carved out a space in Irish literature that no one else dared to enter. Now, as Ireland says goodbye to one of its most original voices, we revisit the work, the wit, and the wonder of Paul Durcan. Who was Paul Durcan, and why is he remembered today? Paul Durcan was one of Ireland's most daring and distinctive poets. Known for his emotionally raw and socially engaged work, he challenged conventions in both poetry and Irish society. His writing gave voice to those living on the margins, and he often drew from his own experiences with mental health, family tension, and the complexities of Irish identity. What made his poetry unique? Durcan's poetry defied expectations. He used plain, conversational language and infused it with biting satire, surreal imagery, and startling honesty. He was a master of monologue and drama, creating characters and situations that felt intensely real, even in their absurdity. Can you name some of his most notable works? His collection, Daddy, won the Irish Times Literature Prize and cemented his reputation. Other key works include A Snail in My Prime, Give Me Your Hand, and Life is a Dream. Each book reveals a different layer of his personality: the humorist, the son, the lover, the critic, the wanderer. How did audiences respond to his performances? Durcan's readings were legendary. He didn't just read poems, he performed them with intensity and theatrical flair. Audiences were drawn in by his vulnerability, wit, and unique rhythm. He made poetry accessible, emotional, and unforgettably human. How did Durcan influence other writers? He opened the door for poets to write with more honesty, more risk, and more personal freedom. His impact can be seen in the rise of confessional poetry in Ireland and in the work of contemporary voices who blend the personal and political, just as he did. Was his influence felt beyond the world of poetry? Yes, absolutely. Durcan appeared regularly on radio and television, using his platform to speak out about cultural and political issues. He was unafraid to criticize power structures from the church to the state and often did so through sharp, insightful verse. How is Paul Durcan remembered in Irish education and culture today? His poetry is studied in schools and universities, recited at literary festivals, and quoted in times of both national joy and grief. He's remembered as a voice of conscience and complexity, one that continues to challenge and comfort generations of readers. Finally, Paul Durcan did not write to impress, he wrote to express. With unflinching courage, he made poetry feel like truth spoken aloud. He told Ireland's stories through the lens of pain, humor, rage, and love. And in doing so, he helped the country see itself more clearly. He was never afraid to speak the unspeakable, to cry out, to confess, to laugh through the tears. And now, though his voice has fallen silent, his words continue to echo in every honest line written by those he inspired. In the kingdom of the past, the time is always now. Paul Durcan. Read him, remember him, let his legacy live on.